England host world champions Germany at Wembley tonight in the first of an international double-header, with Brazil visiting on Tuesday. Staff's live reporter Luke Turner has the latest from St George's Park.
England boss Gareth Southgate insisted that there's no divide between club and country, despite 6 key players pulling out of the friendlies to face Germany and Brazil at Wembley this week. The England boss was facing the press at St George's Park this morning.
I knew Harry Kane was in trouble because he stayed down. Harry Kane doesn't stay down, so I knew already we had a potential problem. Both him and Harry Winks were scanned. Both scans our medical department have reviewed. No way they're available for our 2 games. Spurs might risk them for the game with Arsenal. It is a different matter, but none of the players that are out. I'm hearing there's talk of club v country. It's a nonsense. The players are injured and cannot play. So what I will never do is put a player. With some of the players, it's 100% clear. There's a scan. With a couple of the other lads that have been in, there's ongoing injury issues with them. I have man-to-man discussions with them around where are you at with it, how much risk we want to take. Having been a player, I'm not a manager that wants to just rule players out until they break. In terms of the guys that are here, I'm really happy with the squad we've got here. It's allowing me to work with some players we might not have seen. This period between qualification and the finals has to be one of an element of experimentation.
England defender John Stones was also facing the media. He's relishing the opportunity of facing his Manchester City teammates in the upcoming friendlies.
Quite familiar with a few faces from club as well, who you're coming up against, and always helps to have a little bit of inside information, on how those players work. And yeah, definitely to bring two world-class teams to Wembley when it's going to be packed out. It's going to be a great occasion for the fans, for us as players in our preparation for the World Cup.
Stoke City's Jack Butland has been forced to withdraw with a broken finger. Sports reporter Dan Yates now joins me in the studio to talk more about this. So Dan, what are the implications for both Stoke and England?
Well, obviously from a Stoke City point of view, Sam, Jack Butland's been ruled out for up to 6 weeks, and with a tough festive period coming up, it only serves to add really unnecessary pressure on Mark Hughes, who's already under fire this season. Internationally, we were at St George's Park yesterday, and certainly the mood around camp was that Jack Butland was penciled in to not only start tonight against Germany, but also against Tuesday against Brazil. But he's a tough lad, and he's recovered from worse injuries, so I'm sure he'll be back in no time challenging for the number 1 spot.
Thanks, Dan. Stoke City Xherdan Shaqiri featured last night as his Switzerland side beat Northern Ireland 1-0. The second leg is played this Sunday. Port Vale striker Tom Pope has won October's EFL Player of the Month award. He's the club's top scorer with 8 goals. Manager Neil Aspin was singing his praises at yesterday's press conference.
Since I've been here, he's led the line really well. He's worked tremendously hard. His finishing's been good. He's obviously got a number of goals, so you couldn't ask for any more from a centre forward.
Aspin also confirmed former Vale winger and free agent Chris Eagles is back at the club in training.
But Chris Eagles is a proven player and has obviously played at Premier League and has scored goals at Football League level, so with him it's different. It's just the ball's in his court. It's just whether he wants to give himself the opportunity to come in and obviously try and get in the team.
In rugby, Longton forward George Glenn is confident a result is around the corner, with 2 games against local rivals Derby and Stoke on the horizon. Longton will be hoping to pick up a much needed win, having lost their last 5 games on the bounce.
I think more so judging by, if you look at the league table, I think the Derby game from a player's point of view is probably the bigger game, or from a club perspective it's probably the bigger game, because we won it. Obviously the league is massive. However, for older supporters of the club, for the players themselves as well, because we know quite a lot of the Stoke players, there is the Stoke match is a little bit of a carrot, and it'll probably be quite a welcome break from the league schedule as well.
Nantwich Town manager Dave Cook says he is proud of his players, despite their FA Cup exit at Stevenage. The Dabbers lost 5-0 at the League 2 playoff chases this past weekend, but Cook said the result was harsh on his team. Andrew Risby has more.
Manager Dave Cook believes it's now important for the team to cope with a fixture backlog after suffering an FA Cup disappointment at Stevenage.
We've just got to deal with it. I think if it's spread out over 2 or 3 months, which it will be, we'll be fine.
The Dabbers are hopeful of travelling to Matlock this weekend with a near full strength squad.
There's only Sean Cook, which is obviously a big blow to us. His hamstring's tight, so we won't be risked on Saturday.
Back to you, Hannah.